안녕하세요. 저는 티나예요. 만나서 반가워요. 광주에서 살았어요. 그래서 한국어 조금 알아요. 화이팅! Hi everyone, my name is Tina and today I will tell you something about how to learn a new language. With this, I'm starting a new series called Life Hacks by Tina. So I will be talking about my own experience in dealing with such a difficult and exciting challenge, and I will offer some tips which can also help you to learn a new language. So let's start. So first of all, I will just tell you some of the basic facts. You can read more about in my blog post that I will link right there. Under the video, and you just open the box and read the post to hear more information and to have all the tips on one place. So the language, I learned Korean when I lived in Korea, and it was one of the things that it may not happen if it wasn't connected to the context. So I lived there, and since almost no one spoke English, it was the best thing to do for me, actually, to fit in better into the culture. The language itself is very difficult. In order to become fluent, one should spend 3 times more as, for example, to learn such one romantic language, such as French or Spanish. It has its own writing, Hangul, which it alone takes you a lot of time to understand and to learn. The language itself is not really related to any other language other than my basic classes that I had to do in my university. It was like 2 hours per week. I also took an extra classes in the Korean Language Center, which was covered by my scholarship. And even though most of the Europeans didn't want to take it because they found the language very difficult, I still said I want to try. It is one of the things that I'm the most proud of nowadays because it really showed me that I can learn anything if I put my mind to it. So how did I do it? Altogether, I had 10 hours of Korean language per week, which caused me to be on a level A1 in a bit over a month, which is practically a record time. Almost no one believed, but I really decided to infiltrate myself. And I mean, like, all the food I ate was only Korean food. I started to dress more like them, always covering my shoulders, wearing white shirts, putting my makeup as them, trying even to imitate some gestures. And part of it was on purpose, part of it I just adapted with spending time with them because I'm very reflective and I really sense these kind of things very fast and quite adaptable. So if I want to sound Korean in my way, I had to think of myself as part of Korean. So I really adapted this. I listen only to Korean music, K-pop. I only watched Korean movies. So even my free time was completely dedicated to me learning this language. When I would have classes and I would have like a gap, I would have always with me my Korean language books and I would go to the coffee shop and learn the language by myself. How? I would read everything that we would do out loud, of course silently, but still. But you have to understand there to learn, to study. It's very appreciative and very admirable. It's not it's not embarrassing to fall asleep in the tram, in the coffee shop, which means you learn so much and you work so much, so now you're asleep. I mean, for us, it's a bit strange to see someone sleeping somewhere, but there it's something to be proud of. So I didn't sleep in coffee shops, but I did learn and quietly saying all the things out loud. I would listen to the K-pop songs and follow the lyrics, and try to understand. And I would think about it a lot, about these connections, In German, to work is Arbeit. Work is die Arbeit, whereas in Korean, you have a verb Arbeit 해요, which means to have a student job. So with the German root and the ayo suffix, which is the verb suffix, by the way, and I would try to understand, so why is that so? Also, I would spend a lot of time alone, away from my English-speaking friends, because I really wanted to be, on my own, to buy things in the store, to go downtown, to talk with the taxi driver, to tell them which address, all by myself. So I practiced more and more. And really after like more than a month after I started my course, I felt quite fluent. I was able to have a basic conversation, to tell where am I going, what I'm eating, to read. Everyone encouraged me and they started introducing me, you know, this is this Croatian girl and she can speak Korean, and everyone was like, oh wow, really? And this really helped me because so for example, with French, I mean, when I did not pronounce something well, they really make fun of you and they really looked at you from above. So you should either speak perfect French or just don't bother to speak it at all. It's the philosophy of them. So, but in Korea it was different, you know, because I guess they know that language is so complicated and it's so foreign to us. I mean, it's like nothing I ever heard before, really. So they really encouraged me. Okay, now it's been like 4 years since I've learned it. I still understand the basics. If I listen to a song, I understand the context. But more of this, it was not about Korean language. It was about breaking these barriers that you have in your mind. It was stepping out of this comfort zone, because the more and more you step out of it, the more you grow as a person. And this is what I wanted, because this whole experience was very, you know, mind-opening. And when I came there, I had to learn everything from scratch. I felt like a 5-year-old child. You don't know how to read, you don't know how to write, you don't know how to eat because you're giving the sticks, and I never had them before. The fact they talk, they say hello, you know, they bow, and everything is different. The way you drink your coffee, I mean everything. So I really had to learn. It was difficult, but I did it, and if I did it, you can do it as well. It's a lesson about persistence, and really, if you set your mind on some goal, you can achieve it. And this is what I want to end this video. I hope you liked it. I hope it helped you to learn and to deal with some of your challenges that you have. Write me down in the comments if you wish to learn more about this language. I can also talk about this. But what I'm trying now to do is make the series Life Hacks, where I teach you how to do stuff. And first I wanted to call it How to Adult or Adulting 101, but then I saw there is another girl who's already doing it. So kudos to her, but I'm changing my approach then. Okay, thank you for watching and have a nice day.